Amityville looks like any other peaceful Long Island town. Neat lawns, kids riding bikes, American flags waving on porches. But at 112 Ocean Avenue, there's a house that never forgot what happened inside it. Back in 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr. took a rifle and murdered his entire family while they slept, his parents and 4 siblings, claiming later that voices told him to do it. The house stood empty for a year. Locals said it was cursed. Realtors couldn't keep buyers for long. But in December 1975, a young couple named George and Kathy Lutz moved in with their 3 kids. They thought they'd found a dream home until the nightmares began. At first, it was small things, a strange cold spot near the stairs, the smell of rotten perfume coming from the basement. Then came the black stains on the walls, spreading like veins under the paint. Doors would slam shut on their own. The front door once blew off its hinges in the middle of the night. Even the family dog refused to enter the house, barking and clawing at the air. George began to change. He stopped sleeping. He spent hours chopping wood, saying the cold never left his bones. Every night, he woke up at 3:15 a.m., the same time DeFeo had killed his family. He swore he heard footsteps upstairs when everyone was asleep. One night, Kathy woke to find her daughter Missy sitting on the floor, talking to someone unseen. When Kathy asked who it was, Missy pointed toward the window and said, "Jody says we can stay forever if we don't make her mad." Kathy froze. Jody, she later said, was a pig-shaped spirit with glowing red eyes. George checked the yard, but there were no animal tracks in the snow, only hoof prints leading to the house. The family tried to pray, but every time a priest entered, the air turned unbearably cold. Father Mancuso, who blessed the home, reported being slapped by an invisible hand and hearing a voice scream, "Get out!" He fled the house and never returned. Over the following nights, the Lutz family found slime oozing from keyholes, crucifixes turning upside down, and a stench like burning flesh coming from the walls. George began hearing the same voices that had haunted DeFeo. He started keeping the axe nearby. Kathy found him one night staring at their children's beds, whispering, "They're not my kids." That night, she packed what she could and ran. They fled in the dark, barefoot, never looking back. They left everything, furniture, clothes, even the dog. When the next owners moved in, they claimed the place was calm, but locals disagree. Teenagers who sneak onto Ocean Avenue say lights still flicker at 3:15 a.m. A few even claim to have seen a man with glowing eyes watching from the attic window. Even decades later, Amityville's walls seem alive, breathing, remembering. Some say the evil there isn't gone. It just sleeps, waiting for the next family to move in. There's a hill outside Louisville that people avoid after dark. Locals call it Waverly Hill, though the old maps list it as the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. It was built in 1910, when tuberculosis was killing people faster than medicine could save them. More than 63,000 patients died here, and not all of them ever left. The building was shut down decades ago, but its windows still stare blankly over the valley like dead eyes. And in the basement, there's something everyone in Louisville knows by name: the Death Tunnel. A few years ago, for local urban explorers, Nate, Jesse, Laura, and Eric decided to spend the night inside. They weren't ghost hunters, just thrill seekers with cameras and bravado. They entered through a broken window at sunset, laughing nervously as they filmed each other. By 9 p.m., their laughter was gone. Every hallway looked the same: endless rows of rusted beds, broken tiles, and graffiti that seemed to change as they passed. Eric swore he saw a figure in a hospital gown standing at the end of the corridor, but when they reached it, the figure was gone, leaving only wet footprints leading toward the basement stairs. The basement was colder. Their breath turned white. Jesse whispered that this was the tunnel, the body chute. where they used to slide corpses down to the morgue so patients wouldn't see how many died each day. The air smelled like rust and mold, but underneath it was something else, sweet and rotten, like old flowers left on a grave. They followed the tunnel's slope downward. It went on forever, concrete walls narrowing, darkness thickening until even their flashlights struggled to cut through it. And then they heard it, a gurney wheel squeaking. Once, twice, then silence. Laura wanted to turn back, but Nate insisted they finish filming. They reached a heavy metal door halfway down, its paint peeling away like old skin. On it, in faded red letters, someone had written, "No return." When Nate pushed it open, a blast of air hit them, ice cold, carrying faint whispers. Inside was a small surgical room. Rusted instruments still lay on the tables. On the far wall was a mirror, cracked but still reflecting the flashlight's beam. Except the reflection showed 5 people, not 4. They ran. The tunnel seemed longer now, twisting, stretching. Their flashlights flickered out one by one. Jesse screamed that something was chasing them. They could hear it, bare feet slapping on concrete, closer, faster. Laura dropped her camera. The footage later recovered showed the last 30 seconds. Blurry, frantic light beams, Jesse falling, a pale arm reaching from the dark, pulling him backward. Then static. Only 2 of them made it out, Laura and Nate. Police found them hours later on the hill, barefoot, covered in dust and blood. They couldn't remember how they escaped, only that the tunnel kept changing, doors appearing and disappearing, and that someone was whispering directions from the dark. Nate never spoke again. A year later, he was found dead, hanging in his garage, with the words "Open the door" scratched into the wall. Today, the site is fenced off, but people still sneak in. They say if you walk the tunnel alone at night, you'll hear the gurney wheels squeak behind you. And if you turn around, you'll see nothing. But if you keep going, you might see a reflection of yourself in the dark, and it'll be smiling. If you dare to come after midnight, like and subscribe for more scary true stories every week. Because next time, it might be closer than you think.